I am so excited for this video because this is the video where I get to talk about my first week on the Garmin Advanced Marathon Training Plan. And there are points during this video where I would have been a whole lot better off with a pair of skates than a pair of running shoes.
Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great.
All right, hi everybody and welcome to today's video. And yeah, we're gonna talk about Garmin Advanced Marathon Training Plan. Now, if you've been following my channel for a while, you might have seen videos before where I talked about this plan, and I have done this in the past. Now, full disclosure, last time I did this, I didn't really share a whole lot about how the plan was going. I kind of got off track a little bit in terms of what videos I wanted to make. Hopefully this time around, as I'm preparing for my marathon in May, maybe it won't always be as long of a video as this one I'm hoping to do today, but I will share with you sort of the updates week to week as how I'm actually doing on the program and to give you an overall idea of what I think of the plan. Right off the bat, I will say that this is, since it is the Garmin Advanced Marathon Training Plan, and if you have been following along, you might go, Matt, you're not really all that advanced. You've actually only run one marathon. You've trained for a couple, ended up only running one. You're training for another one, you're training for an ultra, you're training for a third one, and you've run a couple of halves. And you would be true, you would be right. But one of the things I want to say is that the reason why I really love this plan is that it is time-based. And that means that whether you're advanced, you're a beginner, you're intermediate, I think being time-based plan, meaning that most of the runs are just based on a specific number of time. If you're going at your own pace, that means that my overall mileage probably isn't going to stack up to somebody who's actually doing, that is more advanced, doing the same plan, but it's going to be the right mileage for me. And the other thing I'll say is that I love the variety of this plan. And I'm also not afraid to make adjustments if I have to. So I will go into a lot more detail, maybe in another video, overall the reasons why I actually chose this plan. But for now, let's dive into the first week of the Garmin plan and how that experience was for me, starting with day one. What is going on, guys? Today is a pretty exciting day because today is day one of my marathon training plan. I've got 16 weeks to get ready for my marathon in May. So right now we're gonna go out. I'm on the Garmin Advanced Marathon Training Plan and we've just got 30 minutes, I think maybe around 30 minutes plus a cool down, easy recovery run or easy run, which I'm very happy for today because yesterday, if you watch one of my last videos, I actually had the Odell obliteration, which really kind of killed the back of my leg. So excited to start in this new training block. So pumped to see what is in store. I'm gonna go on this easy run, get this one knocked out. Then I gotta go to the gym and do a little bit of an upper body workout, but that's gonna be it for day one. All right, let's go. All right, so feeling pretty good, but legs definitely are feeling that race yesterday, the two races yesterday, but happy with this run. Let's finish it off. All right, so there we go. Day one done. Nice easy run, a little over 6K. So pumped for this program. Can't wait for tomorrow to get a little speed in my legs. All right, that's it for today. All right, so let's dive right into day one of this plan. Now, as you saw in the video, they start you off pretty easy with an easy run, like a lot of marathon plans do. And this one was just 30 minutes easy with a 5 to 10 minute cool down. And Run Tall with Tim had asked this in one of his videos about cool down. What do you do? And for me, funny thing is, on an easy run, usually my cool down, I just keep running easies. There's not a lot of difference between when I'm running the 30 minutes to the extra 5-10 minutes to cool down. I'm not sure if you do something different when you're doing these easy runs and you have a cool down as part of the plan, because my watch will tell me I'm in cool down of that run, and I just continue to run it the way I run it because it's an easy run. But anyways, 6.17 kilometers, training effect 3.1, impacting aerobic. My average cadence on this was 162, and that's pretty bang on for where I expect for an easy run for me. And my stride length was down a little bit less than a meter. Usually I'm slightly more than a meter, I think, but this time of year, with the weather the way it is, with the ground and with the sidewalks the way they are, that's perfectly fine. But that Average heart rate of 145 is bang on where I want it to be. Now, the other thing that I did on this day, and this is one thing I want to mention, is that I consider myself to be a little bit of a hybrid athlete. So when it comes to some of these training plans and what Garmin suggests I do and when, it's not that I ignore the stuff outside of the running, but I do some additional stuff or different stuff for the other things. So some people are going to say that's not following the plan like you should, but I like to work on these other things. I like to work on my strength. I like to work on even some of that stuff that doesn't necessarily help me with my running. So the other thing I did on day one was a strength training workout, and I'm actually going to jump onto the Strong app here just for a second. I don't know if I'll put this up on the screen, but that Sunday I did a chest, shoulders, and tricep workout. So lots of shoulder presses, chest presses, tricep extensions. So a lot of stuff that doesn't necessarily help you out with your running, but something I like to do. I like to be a little bit more of a hybrid athlete at times and work on my strength as well. So let's move on to talking about day 2 of the first week of this plan. Hey guys, welcome back. Today is day 2, week 1 of the Garmin Advanced Marathon Training Plan. I've got just an easy 30 minutes to get to this morning, then off to work. So let's get this out of the way. So if anybody uses Garmin, Garmin just gave me negative 8 points on my performance so far on this run. Or whatever they call it, but I don't think they take into account the snow that's fallen, but just funny to see. Alright, let's keep going. Alright guys, beautiful morning out there, just got about 5.5k in. Meant to be an easy run. With all the snow out there, it was really hard to do. Really gotta stop paying attention to what Garmin's telling me. I think I had a negative 8 on that performance scale, or whatever you call it, once you start running for a little bit. So Garmin, I don't think you accounted for the snow. I've got to stop worrying about pace, especially when the conditions are not great. This afternoon I got a little bit of an interval session. If it keeps snowing all day, I'm gonna probably have to make that treadmill interval session, but we'll see. All right, hi guys, back here this evening. It is pretty dark in the car, but it is about 7 p.m. I did get my easy run in this morning. It's week 1, day 2 of the Garmin Advanced Marathon Training Plan. It snowed quite a bit today, so I had to do quite a bit of shoveling. So I don't actually know how much I've got left in the tank, but we're gonna do a little bit of an interval session. We've got 5 times 5 minutes at, I think, about a threshold pace. Might turn into a little bit easier than threshold pace. I'm pretty wiped for the day, but I'm gonna get it in. We're gonna get it done. We're gonna go on the treadmill. God, I hate the treadmill, but we're gonna get it done. All right, let's go. Tough stuff. Okay, so day 2, we actually have 2 runs on the go. We do have an easy run and an interval run. Now, I will say that what you're gonna find is whenever they have 2 runs in this plan, usually it's an easy run with a workout attached to it, that you're gonna be doing 2 of those runs during the day. Some of the other advanced plans I see out there do have 2 workout runs where you're gonna be doing a hard run in the morning and a hard run in the evening. Most of the time during this plan, if you're gonna be doing 2 a days, it's actually an easy run and a hard run, and you get to choose which one you want to do first. I tend to like to do the easy one first thing in the morning, and that's what I did on this day, day 2. I did an easy run, 5.5 kilometers at a pace of 7:04 per kilometer. Now this was a funny thing, and I probably showed this in the GoPro footage, is that Garmin doesn't actually know what the conditions are, what I'm running in, and that was just a crawl for a pace. But a big part of that was that I wanted to keep it fairly easy, and I didn't want to run too hard. And I was running through ankle deep snow, and it was snowing pretty hard at the time, and there's a little bit of ice and all of these excuses that you're probably going to hear from me over and over again. But Garmin docked me quite a bit in terms of my performance. That's okay. I have to get used to conditions are what they are, and Garmin doesn't know what my feet are actually doing at the time or what I'm running through. So it is what it is. I'm gonna go by my effort, and if Garmin feels that I've lost some fitness, that's fine. Garmin, just know that I was running through a lot of snow. So that was the pace for the first run. Again, 5.5 kilometers. The second run that I had for that day was actually an intervals session. So let's hop over to that for a sec. That was a total of 8.27 kilometers, and it was meant to be run threshold pace for 5 minutes, recovery jog for 60 seconds, and repeat that 5 times. That came along with a 10-minute warm-up and a 5 to 10-minute cool down. Now, I actually ended up doing this on the treadmill because of all the snow we had, and also my daughter wanted to go in and actually do a run. You're gonna find that being a theme here. So I did that on the treadmill. Garmin, one of the other things, and overall, I love my Garmin, but the other thing that I want to mention that's not so positive about it is that I haven't been able to get the calibration right for me running on a treadmill. It seems to have a real struggle figuring out how far I'm running. This was the same as normally happens, is that it's pretty far off, so I calibrate and save at the end of the run. So let's move on to talking about day 3 of the first week. So day 3 of the first week here, Garmin is actually suggesting that I do cross-training. Cross-training, 60 minutes, focus on upper body and core. If I go into the Strong app where I actually track this, and by the way, if I didn't mention it earlier, I don't tend to track my strength sessions through my Garmin watch. I don't bother with trying to do the auto rep tracking and all that stuff that Garmin says they can do. I've tried that a few times. It doesn't work really well for me. So I actually go in and use an app called the Strong app, and on this day, I did actually take the advice of Garmin and I focused on upper body and core. So it was a back and biceps workout with a little bit of a core. Normally, a lot of my workouts, if you follow me, if I post more on some of my strength training sessions, something I picked up from Nick Bear is my warm-ups usually are a little bit of core. So I had sets of hanging leg raises and then some cable crunches before I actually moved on to my back and biceps workout. But solid workout, just a little bit under an hour. Let's move on to day 4 where we get back to some of that running. All right, so we're here today. It is a little bit crispy, a little bit snowy, a little bit icy this morning, so we're gonna go super easy, but it's an easy run, so that's fine. Gonna head out on this run. Good to go. All right, so nice easy run this morning. 6.35 kilometers at a 6 minute per kilometer pace, so right where I want my easy pace at right now. Now I will say my throat is bothering me, which seems to be normal for me. I don't know if it's cold weather or what it is, but hopefully that's not a cold. But day 4, morning easy run, workout this afternoon or this evening, depending upon when I get to it. Get inside, get showered, and get to work. Hi everybody, welcome to day 5, run number 2 of the day. I've got a little bit of a threshold run. Is it a threshold run today or is it a tempo run? Let's look it up on the Garmin. So a threshold run today, we've got 15-minute easy pace, 15-minute at threshold pace, and then 15-minute easy pace, and then a cool down of 5 to 10 minutes. Now you're gonna see out on this run, if I show any clips of it, we've got quite a bit of snow and ice, so I am using the Nike Pegasus Trail 4 Gortex. So I don't know what threshold pace is actually gonna be. So more basing this on effort than I am on actual pace, because with all the snow, all the ice, really effort's the only thing we have to do with. I could go in and do this on a treadmill, just feeling like I want to get out and run. Let's go. All right, so we're gonna up the pace for 15 minutes. Have to be a little careful, but here we go. About a minute and a half left. Okay. All right, that 15 minutes of threshold running is done. Throat's really bothered me after that one, but you got 15 minutes, easy. Hopefully back to the car. All right. Okay, so day 4 was actually 2 runs. Again, easy run in the morning, harder run in the afternoon. The easy run in the morning was 6.35 kilometers, bang on 6 minute per kilometer pace. Really happy with how that went. We'll skip over any more details from that because that's gonna get a little bit boring, keep talking about all the easy stuff. But if we move on to that threshold run in the afternoon, When we go into some of the details of this, and I looked at this earlier, this is 9.29 kilometers at a 5:43 per kilometer pace in total. This threshold run was 15 minutes at an easy pace, 15 minutes at a threshold pace, and then 15 minutes easy, and then a 5 to 10 minute cool down. So timing wise was pretty good. I was hoping that I would have a little bit more impact on the anaerobic system, but it is a threshold run. So solid run, but again, conditions just kind of had me really making sure that I got the run in and felt like I put in a good effort. So let's move on. I think we're going to be moving on to talking about day 5. All right, so day 5 on week 1 is actually a little bit of a break. Now they tell you you can go on a swim. Garmin also suggests yoga or a rest day. I was not feeling very well, so this actually was the first rest day that I took on this plan. And I generally don't take a whole lot of rest days, but I was having a little bit of a toothache, some sort of a weird thing that just started happening. So I did take a rest day. Now I will say, with all the snow that we've been having, I don't have a snowblower. I do all the shoveling of our driveway and walkways and all that stuff. So it wasn't a complete rest day. Still had a lot of shoveling, but no specific work towards this program. Let's move on to what are we on? Day 6. All right, hi everybody and welcome to this afternoon. It is the second run of the day. Now this is day 6 for me, week 1 of Garmin's advanced marathon training plan, and I've got a little bit of a fartlek run this afternoon. It might end up being an easy run because conditions are pretty icy. We had a bunch of snow and a bunch of rain yesterday. Just hasn't turned out that well, so I'm gonna try to squeeze this in between teaching and getting to the gym for my second job. I've got just enough time to get it done, get in, have a shower, and get off to work. So we're gonna go. All right, let's get this run done. Almost would be better with a pair of skates right now. Instead, we got the Pegasus Trail 4 Gortex. All right. All right, run done, 8.86 kilometers at a 5:42 minute per kilometer pace. So pretty solid pace, given the conditions. Gonna go in, get showered, head out to the gym. Day 6, we did have 2 runs again. Now, easy run in the morning. I did do that on a treadmill, 5.89 kilometers at a 5:57 per kilometer pace, 148 heart rate. So really happy with that. The afternoon run was actually a fartlek run, and as you might have noticed in the video, again, not great conditions, so I wanted to make sure I at least put in a good effort for that run. I like fartlek runs towards the end of the week, especially day 6, the day before the long run that comes on day 7, just because I feel like it's a good opportunity if you're feeling really good and you've had a really solid week. Gives you the opportunity to do that speed play and push maybe just a little bit harder. It also gives you the opportunity to take advantage of not pushing that hard if you're feeling a little bit gassed from the rest of the week. Not saying it's time to slack off, but I do like the flexibility that comes along with doing a fartlek. So it was 8.86 kilometers and an average pace of 5:42 per kilometer. So happy with that. And if I look at my average heart rate was 150, and the training effect again, just impacting my aerobic, 3.6 training impact on the aerobic. And my max heart rate never got up over 160. So at no point was I really pushing too hard, but it felt like a really solid run. Last run we have to talk about today is that long run. All right, so we're about to head out on a run here. Got a little bit of a warm up in now. I'm starting at a very different spot than I normally start with, because back behind these trees here, there's actually my son's going skating in about 2 hours, so gonna try to meet them there. So I figured I'd park here and try to circle back to here after I'm done, but we'll see how that works out. Anyways, we're gonna head on this run. I think I've got about an hour and a half. A little bit icy, you can see it in the parking lot here, but I think it's probably gonna be a little bit icy on the trails too, so we'll probably have to take it pretty easy. I've got the Nike Pegasus Trail 4 Gortex on, and hopefully they work out all right. Let's go. So yeah, conditions are not the greatest, but I think it really comes down to time on feet. So we're just gonna see what I get out of this. No real set mileage, just gonna go. All right, 2 things. One thing, should have worn spikes, but I don't have spikes. Second thing is, I don't know if you can see a little bit of snow coming down. that's kind of actually making these just a little bit more slick to run on. Just a touch of snow on top of the ice, so we're gonna take it real easy. Look at this. That's like 80-90% of my run on this stuff. All right, so filming this on the phone, GoPro has the media mod on it, and it started to snow pretty hard, so I thought I'd better put that away and get it at the phone just to protect the GoPro, because it's not waterproof with the media mod. But about 10K in, snowing pretty hard, harder than I expected. 5 or 6 kilometers left to go, and then we call it a day. So I'm gonna finish up this run. All right, so pretty solid run, about 16.5 kilometers. Still, again, a little slippery out here, but solid way to end the week. I'm gonna go poke my head into the rink here, see how my son's doing with the skating, and then we're gonna go home and have a shower and get a bite to eat. All right, that's it. All right, so long run, as you saw last run of the week, did a total of 16.62 kilometers. Total time of 1 hour, 43 minutes, 55 seconds at an average pace of 6:15 per kilometer. So taking it nice and easy. I think my average heart rate was 145. Again, in that easy zone. This was an easy pace for 90 minutes according to Garmin, and run off-road if possible. Basically everything that I'm running on is off-road right now. So 90 minutes easy, and then 5 to 10 minutes cool down. So I went maybe an extra 5 minutes, 10 minutes longer than what Garmin had suggested. That's perfectly fine. Kind of had mentally in my head, I know this is time-based, but for that first week, getting over that 16 kilometer mark or 10 mile mark is, I think, just mentally, that's kind of where my first long run usually starts for all of my marathon preps. That's the end of the week. Totals for the week, 66.97 kilometers. Really, really happy with that first week of Garmin marathon training. If this was a little bit boring, I apologize. I'm gonna be doing some other videos where I'm sharing just specifics around specific workouts, but I do also wanna do these a little bit longer videos where I'm talking about the week overall to just give you an idea of my experience and what the Garmin Advanced plan is actually like. If you wanna follow me on this journey and you're not currently subscribed to my channel, please consider that hitting that subscribe button and hitting that bell notification so you get notified every time I put out a new video. My name is Matt. This is What Matters to Matt, and ultimately what matters to me most is my family. I'll see you guys in the next video.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up.